I never expected life to take such a twisted turn on me. Sitting in the back seat of a sleek Range Rover, my heart pounded as I glanced at the man sitting beside me. He was dressed in an elegant agbada, a fabric rich and graying, the kind that screamed wealth and power. I looked down at my hands, struggling to come to terms with the reality unfolding before me. His name is Chief Odumegu. To everyone else, he is a man of immense wealth and influence, a prominent figure in our community. To me, he had always been just a distant family friend, a figure I admired from afar. That is until a few months ago when my life became entangled with his in a way I never saw coming. It all started when my mother fell ill. We didn't have much, sincerely. My family had always struggled to make ends meet. The hospital bills were overwhelming, and no matter how hard I worked, the money never seemed to be enough. I was very desperate, drowning in a sea of death, and that's when Chief stepped in. "Come to me if you need anything," he had said one day after a family gathering. His eyes had lingered on me a bit too long, but I brushed it off. I was too preoccupied with my worries not to notice the warning signs. When the debt collector started banging on our door, I had no choice but to swallow my pride and seek him out. He welcomed me with open arms, offered me a seat in his luxurious living room, and he listened patiently as I poured out my woes to him. "I can help you, Ada," he said, his voice smooth and silk. "But you know, nothing in this world comes for free." I knew what he meant. My stomach churned as I considered his offer, but I felt trapped. The thought of my mother lying in that hospital bed made me weak, and at that moment I was in pains. Her pain was too much for me to bear. I nodded, not trusting myself to speak. From that day on, I became his side dish. He showered me with gifts, paid off all our debts, and even moved my mother to the best hospital in town. I had become his sugar baby, as the young girls called it, and in return, I gave him my body. I gave him what he wanted. I told myself it was just an arrangement, that I was doing what I needed to do to save my family, to save my mom. But as the days turned into weeks, I couldn't deny the growing unease in my heart. Chief was kind to me. He was too kind, but he was very possessive, demanding my time and attention more than I had anticipated. He began to treat me like something more than just a temporary companion. He would watch me with a strange intensity, his eyes filled with something I couldn't quite understand. It wasn't just lust I noticed. There was something deeper, something that made my skin crawl. One night, after a lavish dinner, he took me to his study. The room was dimly lit, the walls lined with shelves of expensive books and artifacts. He handed me a drink and asked me to sit on a plush leather sofa. "I've been thinking, Ada," he began, his voice low and steady. "I want to take care of you permanently. I want you to move in with me. Live here as my wife." Ah, my heart skipped a beat. This wasn't what I had signed up for. I had agreed to be his companion, but not his wife. I opened my mouth to protest, but the words wouldn't come out at all. He said, I know it sounds sudden, but I feel a deep connection with you. Something I can't explain. I want to make things right for you and for me. I felt a chill run down my spine. I don't understand. What do you mean by make things right, sir? Chief sighed and ran a hand through his graying beard. He looked away as if gathering his thoughts. When he finally spoke, his words shattered my world. Ada, there is something you need to know. Something I've kept hidden for too long. He stood up and walked over to his desk, opening a drawer, pulling out a faded envelope. He handed it to me with a trembling hands. Open it, he said. With shaking fingers, I tore open the envelope and pulled out the content. It was a letter, yellowed with age, and a birth certificate. My own birth certificate. My eyes scanned the document, and when I saw the name listed under it, Father, my heart stopped. Chief Odumegu. No! I screamed, backing away. This can't be true. There must be some mistake somewhere. It's true, Ada, he said, his voice thick with emotions. Your mother and I, we were together many years ago. But circumstances forced us apart. She never told me she was pregnant. And when I found out, it was too late. You were already born, and she had married another man. Oh my God, I felt like the ground was shifting beneath me. My entire life had been a lie, an absolute lie. The man I had known as my own father wasn't my real father. My real father was the man who had been sleeping with me. The man who had seen me as not his daughter, but as his possession. Oh God, this can't be happening to me. Why me of all people? I couldn't breathe. The room was spinning, and I felt like I was going to be sick. I know this is hard to accept, Chief said, reaching out to touch my arm. I moved back from his thought, disgusted and horrified. Stay away from me, I screamed, backing away until I hit the wall. How could you do this? How could you lie to me? How could you use me like this? Why me? Why me? Tears streamed down his face, but I felt no pity for him. I didn't know at first, Ada, but when I found out, I didn't know how to tell you. I was selfish. I know, but I love you, and I wanted to protect you. Protect me? I spat at his face, my voice dripping with venom. You destroyed me. I don't know what I should call you. I ran out of the room, out of the house, into the night. My mind was a wild wind of emotions, anger, disgust, and betrayal. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew I had to get away from him. For days I stayed with a friend, too ashamed to face my family. I avoided Chief's calls, ignored his messages. I was lost, unsure of what to do or where to go to. Finally, I gathered the courage to confront my mother at the hospital. She was weak, lying in her hospital bed, but her eyes were sharp as she listened to my story. When I showed her the birth certificate, she didn't deny it. Instead, she wept, her tears falling silently down from her wrinkled cheeks. I'm so sorry, Ada, she whispered, her voice breaking. I thought I was protecting you. I didn't want you to know the truth. But why, mother? Why? Why didn't you tell me? My voice trembling. Because I was ashamed of myself, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. I was very young and foolish, and I made a mistake. I didn't want you to suffer because of my choices. Her words cut very deep, but I couldn't bring myself to hate her. She was my mother, and I knew she had done what she thought was best for me. But the pain of betrayal still lingered in my heart, a wound that would take time to heal. I struggled to come to terms with my reality. Chief continued to reach out, begging for my forgiveness, but I couldn't face him. I didn't know if I would ever be able to forgive him for what he had done to me. I mean, he had destroyed me. Slowly I began to rebuild my life. I focused on my studies, threw away myself into work, and I tried to forget the man who had turned my world upside down. But every time I looked into the mirror, I was reminded of the truth. The man who had been my sugar daddy, who had given everything I thought I wanted, was my real father. And that was a truth I would have to live with for the rest of my life. This hurts so badly, but what would I do? I just have to deal with it. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Hope you've learned from mine. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you've learned from it. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, who should be blamed the most? Is it the man? After knowing that this girl is your daughter, you still went ahead and slept with her? Or is it the woman? After giving birth to this child, you took the child and gave to another man? Or should we say it is Ada? Because of the singular fact that you want to help your mother, you now decided to go out to sleep with a man just to raise money to even save your mother's life. Who should be blamed the most? Comment your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Having said that, we have this other story on the screen about a woman that is married to a pastor who beats her every day. He beats her every day. He almost choked her. He almost killed her. Kindly watch this video and comment your thoughts. Mwah, mwah. We love you at Folktales by Heart.